What's going on, everyone? It's Win Model 88 coming at you here again. Hope everyone's having a good weekend and hope everyone had a good week. Just want to come out here with a little video. It's not going to be a real long one. I will wait. I have another video planned for this, but just want to give you a quick rundown of my recent pickup. I recently applied for a CNR, Curio and Relics license, and I got it. This will be my second CNR purchase. What I have here is a Chinese Type 54 Tokarev Norinco. These are, of course, clones from the Russian, the TT model, the TT30s and the TT33s. Also, they also made a 57 at one point. Don't hold me to it. Somebody did make a 57 model Tokarev. But the Russians, the two big ones were the TT30s and 33s. And of course, 1950, China, the North China Industries, acquired, and produced these, like I said, in the 50s. And they rebranded them as Type 54s. These were originally developed by Fyodor Tokarev for the USSR Armed Forces. And they were actually a replacement military weapon of the 1895 model Nagant revolvers. And of course, it was 1950 or 51. The then USSR and China, they signed a kind of a peace treaty, a mutual aid type agreement treaty. Of course, then China started producing and rebranding these as Norinco Type 54s. You see, this one is cleared. Magazine's out. There's nothing in the chamber. China is actually still manufacturing these Tokarevs today. In the more common round in the 7.62, they're actually making them in the 9x19, the Parabellum round. It is the Tokarev, I believe it's the model 213. Don't hold me, I think it's the 213, but they do make some still in the 7.62x25. So that's kind of a little background of it. As you will see on this one, I'll let this slide come forward here. As you can see on this one, it does have, I still didn't get my tripod or anything here, so bear with me with the camera. This is all new to me, so try to do best one-handed. A couple of things I wanted to point out. Also, these were actually known to a lot of people around the world as the Black Star pistol. As you can see, obviously the black star on the grip in the middle of the plastic grips right there. The Black Star. This one had the belt loop, the tether loop. Some of these, you can get mags with some of these on the base plates. They actually have an extra loop on the base plate as well. Like I said, I didn't get any extra mags for it yet. They're on the way. I have 2 on the way. I also have, it's another thing, I might as well talk about it now. If you see, this is a safety trigger. I don't know if you can hear that annoying little chintzy. That is a safety. It has different pressure points on this. I only fired a couple rounds out of this because this trigger is absolutely horrendous. This is absolute garbage. And I'm not shooting it until I get to the original factory trigger, because it is just, the pull isn't bad, but if you had to use this in any kind of self-defense, I wouldn't trust it with this trigger, because there is pressure that is loose. It is real chintzy and flimsy. And there's pressure points. Like when I was shooting it the first time, of course, there's nothing in this. It's unloaded. Safety Nazis. If you pull at the bottom of this, this would not fire. If you were too far, up, this would not fire. You have to be exactly in the middle. You have to have the correct pressure right in the center of this to fire. And I'm just not doing that. I'm not even going to shoot it until my factory trigger gets here. So the reason they have this trigger safety is because by law, to import these, there has to be a safety mechanism on this gun. And as you can see, there's no safety on this gun. There is a half cock on these right there. It's not even half, it's like a quarter cock. It locks the slide, it locks the trigger, but they're kind of like the Nagant safeties on the Mosin Nagant rifles. They're kind of worthless. Nobody uses them, and of course, nobody thinks that's a feasible safety. Of course, then you got to put the trigger safeties on there, which that's all money grab like anything else is. So that being said, I do have the factory trigger ordered. And, of course, you look at all the surplus shops online and everything local. Nobody has them local. So I had to resort to, and if you go on eBay, there is 3 or 4 people that have them in this country. You can buy the factory triggers. However, it's a single piece of metal that attaches inside here. It's super easy to change these triggers out. All you do is take the grips off. And you can get to it. But the triggers that the people in the U.S. wanted, the price they wanted was like $60, $70. And there was no way in hell I'm paying that for a trigger. Not a factory replacement trigger. So what I did, I ended up ordering one right from, there's a gentleman I had dealt with before for AK parts on eBay. His first name is Sergey. He is straight out of Russia. So I ordered a direct Russian factory replacement Type 54 trigger from Russia for, about 40% of the price that some fool here wanted. I paid about $26 for the trigger shipped from Russia. Granted, I have to wait. It's gonna get caught up in customs for a while. All that ridiculous process. Don't get me started on that. But so I have to wait an extra 3-4 weeks for a big deal. I'm not paying $70. The capitalism, that's my problem with capitalism. People take it way too far. They got to make a killing out of every little thing, which I don't agree with, but it is what it is. I'll just spend my money in Russia instead of here. That is what it is. Cry about it. Another thing with these imported Norinkos, if you look, there's some orange right there on the receiver. It's not rust, that is actually orange paint. Yeah, you see these on a lot of these imported ones. It's kind of an import mark. And then if you look on the top there, you got your Chinese lettering. There's your serial. And also I've read, if you take the first 2 numbers of your serial, which this would be 3030. It's also on this side here. And the 66 here on the back, that's the factory it came from. But if you look at the 30 here, what I'm told is you take the first 2 numbers, which would be 30, you take them and add 30 to 1953, and you have the year that your gun, your model was produced. So if you take 1953 and add it to 30, you get 1983, which this is a 1983 model Norinco Type 54 Tokarev. So this would have been Cold War era. This would have been late Cold War era. But nonetheless, it is still a surplus weapon. The condition of this one here, particular one, it's not terrible. Like I said, there's some wear marks. There you can see China Norinco Type 54. This was originally from R Guns, Carpentersville, Illinois, 7.62 by 25. It's just a front post sight, non-adjustable. The rear sight on this is interesting, and I've seen this on several other Tokarev videos. If you look at that rear sight, that indentation, that little hollowed out half moon circle, that notch is supposed to be reversed. That is not supposed to be facing you. That is supposed to be facing the front sight. Yeah, so it's supposed to. You're supposed to be looking at it like that. So apparently, what happened at the factory, at the refurbishing factory, before these were sent out, they just had a bunch of these rear post sights, or rear notch sights, and a lot of them were put on backwards. And of course, they're held on by the tiniest little dovetail. And from what I am understood from a lot of people, you can take these out, switch them, put it back the way they should look. However, apparently these are zeroed. So once they're on there, they are zeroed, and you're going to have to re-zero your pistol if you do take it off and flip it, which is no big deal. However, I think I'm just going to live with it. I want to keep it the way it is. It's not a real big deal to me. You can still see your sight trigger up or back. So I'm just going to keep it the way it is. It shoots really good now, so I'm not going to worry about it. Like I said, it's I paid about, what did I pay for this? Around $400 with everything after tax and shipping and transfer fee and everything. So that's my look at the Norinco Type 54. Debating on whether to clean this up, strip it, or just re-blue and everything, or just keep it the way it is. Let me know in the comments what you would do. Would you keep it the way it is? Or, would you maybe try to strip it and re-blue it, Let me know in the comments. I'm still undecided. But that's my Type 54 Tokarev 1983 model. And you got the mag here. These are 7-round mags. There's the 7.62 by 25 round. A quick little round. I think these are 85 grain. These are just full metals. The 7.62 by 25 round. Impressive little round. It's not tiny. It's small. It's not like super tiny. Very fast. Very fast pistol round. Now, if you look at the feet per second ranges, these range, depending on your load, 1250, 1300 feet per second up to 1650, 1700. I've even seen 1750 and 1800 feet per second. That's out of a 4 or 5 inch barrel. That is smoking. That is moving for a pistol. There are a couple model rifles and carbines that shoot these, and they're 22, 23, 25, 100 feet per second. That's just a smoking round. But like I said, that's pretty much the rundown. This video is a little longer than I planned it to be. However, I just want to come on here. It's Saturday, about 3:30, nothing really going on. I figured we talk some guns. I will do another video. Hopefully I have my bipod or tripod, different setup for my camera and my phone by then. I will, once I get my trigger, I want to try to show you the replacement process. It's not really hard. You take these grips off and your trigger just sits in here. There's a spring on this back strap. Trigger sits in there. It's simple. Problem is it'll be hard to do with one hand. So I'm not going to do it until I get my bipod set up. But I will bring you guys along for that when it does get here. That's about it, guys. Thanks for coming along with me on this little ride here on my Tokarev. Like I said, I'm still new to the YouTube video making, so bear with me. Hope you guys like the content. If anybody has Tokarevs, any of the TTs, 30s, 33s, whatever, even 54 like this, if you're familiar with them, let me know in the comments what your experience is with them. Maybe your opinions on the trigger safeties. That's about it. Let me hear your comments on what you think I should do. Should I let this the way it is? Maybe you want to see a refinishing on it. That's about it, guys. Hope you have a good weekend and everybody stay safe and healthy. And hopefully next week I'll have a video for you. I don't know if it'll be on this. Whenever my trigger gets here, I will have a video on this again. We'll see what I can come up with for next week. Alright, guys, have a good weekend. This is Win Mono 88. We'll see you next time. Later.